Let's bring in France 24's French politics editor Marc Perelman to help us understand this story. Hello there, Marc. What was it exactly about the response of the French government, and Buzyn in particular, that has led to these questions over whether they endangered the public?
Well, first of all, to remind our viewers, Agnes Buzyn was the health minister until February of 2020. So at the onset of the pandemic, the problem is that at the time, still in January, she did say publicly that there was no real danger about this pandemic. That's one thing. But the other thing is after the fact, then she ran for mayor of Paris, and she kind of at the end admitted that she was afraid that this would happen, that she had warned the top authorities that there could be a real danger. So those declarations after she left government that she made to a newspaper and then to a parliamentary commission are now coming back to haunt her, because the judges will want to figure out, so, well, did you really think there was no danger, or did you know there was a danger and you didn't tell your government, you didn't tell the French people, and therefore the country was late in getting masks, tests, and all the rest. And so this is why she's brought today before the judges. She could be put under formal investigation. Obviously, she's going to say that she did her job as best as she could, that no one really knew what was happening in early 2020.
What kind of court is she speaking to, and how unusual is this for a former minister to be called?
Well, that's the only court that is allowed to judge ex-ministers for that time in power. This is Cour de Justice de la République. It's a very peculiar court because you have 15 quote-unquote judges, among which only 3 are professional judges. The other 12 are politicians, members of parliament. So this is why there's a lot of criticism about the very essence of that court. That being said, they conduct investigations quite thoroughly. And what could also happen is that she might not be the only one to be questioned by the judges. We know that the police did some searches a few months ago to her successor's office and home, Olivier Véran. The then Prime Minister Edouard Philippe was also submitted to a thorough search of his computer, his home, and so on. So they could also be brought because obviously Agnes Buzyn, if there are some people responsible, yes, she was the health minister, but she was part of government. There was a prime minister and so on. So she might not be the only one. Some here are complaining that this is putting too much weight on politicians because they will fear that they could be brought before this court for any purposes. And so you're hearing some of them, including the Prime Minister recently, said, we can't always fear the judges. We have to act, and sometimes we make mistakes, but make sure we try to do the best. And the only ones to judge us are the people who cast ballots, not the one who sit in this court.
French politics editor Marc Perelman, thanks for